written by Marianne Jacob Garcias. Amma kissed him on the forehead. Just enjoy dancing like we do at home. Remember how excited you were when we saw Swan Lake? Poppy asked. Teo nodded, picturing the arch of the dancer's feet in Drova Lake. Their split straight legs as they leapt through the air, and their perfect pirouettes. They seemed so free, flowing across the stage, their costumes gleaming under the bright lights. Mrs. Lila patted the spot on the floor next to her. Teo sat down. Finn pointed to Teo's tutu. "Why are you wearing that?" he asked. "Because it's pretty," Teo replied. Mrs. Lila smiled. "I wish I had a tutu like that." Tinkling piano notes filled the studio as the class stretched their arms up and side to side. They touched their toes and made butterfly wings with their legs. Teo never knew he was so flexible. He raised his hand. "When do we split in the air?" "It takes a lot of practice to perform a grand jeté," Miss Lila answered. "First, we have to learn the basic positions." Mrs. Lila demonstrated first through fifth position. Teo's feet were light on the ground, just like fallen leaves. He held his arms out softly as the music swirled around him. He knew these were small but important steps, and he wanted to get them just right. Each week in class, Teo learned new movements. He loved his ballet slippers. He loved how it hugged his feet, like vines coiled around a tree, and the way his tutu swayed in the autumn breeze. He couldn't wait to perform on stage, under the lights in a fancy costume, before a real audience. At home, Teo practiced. His arms and legs were like ocean waves flowing. The music was the current, guiding him. Soon, he could stand on his toes in roll of vide. But the arabesque was so hard, he kept losing his balance. One day, Mrs. Lila had an announcement. Our costumes for the recital have arrived. The class waited excitedly for her to open the box. Small packages of sparkling lavender-skirted leotards and silver shirts with black pants emerged. Please choose which costume you'd like to perform in, Miss Lila said. Teo knew which costume he wanted to wear. The tutu reminded him of the peonies outside the conservatory, where they saw Swan Lake with their layers and layers of petals. As he grabbed his leotard, Teo felt everyone's eyes on him. This wasn't the kind of audience he wanted. Slowly, he picked up the shirt and pants and placed both costumes in his bag. That night, Teo pulled on the black pants. They were so plain. The silver shirt was shiny, but it didn't sparkle. Teo felt stiff, as if he couldn't get his leg high enough for a proper arabesque. Next, Teo tried on the leotard. It was soft and stretchy. The tutu fluffed out around him like a cloud as he rehearsed the dance routine. This must be how the Swan Lake dancers felt. Teo loved what he saw in the mirror. But what if the audience didn't love him back? Amma peeked in. Dinner's almost ready. Just then, Teo heard his family's favorite took Teo's hand, and they two-stepped the cumbia, forward and back. Afterwards, the boom of the bongo dole echoed throughout the apartment as they bounced and pumped their hands in the air. They held hands and danced until dinner time. When Teo arrived at the recital the next day, he slowly approached his class backstage, then paused. His stomach did faux-a-taise. Ahmad knelt down. These are the ways that we must be brave sometimes. Papi put his arms around Teo. Tu eres valiente. Teo pictured himself at home, dancing with Ahmad and Papi. In his head, he heard the dole drum as they danced bhangra. He imagined the way he said shuck like maracas as they danced the cumbia. He remembered the Swan Lake dancers gliding from one end of the stage to the other. But most of all, Teo thought about how much he loved to dance. Mrs. Lila gathered her dancers. You look perfect, Teo, she said. They walked into the dark stage together, hands clasped. When the curtain opened, Teo's arms and legs knew just what to do. He fluttered around the stage, his costume twinkling under the warm lights. His arabesque was poised and balanced. The music stopped. The audience was on its feet cheering. Teo's heart felt bigger than his whole body. He beamed out at his mom and dad, his biggest fans. And that is the story